Welcome to the Tuesday, October 14th Selectmen's Meeting. Kelly Vigos, our recording secretary, Tom Wooden, our town manager, J.D. Warren, Russ Hoffman, myself, Denise Griffin, Bill Hamblin, and Wendy Wolf. And we have our financial secretary, Julia Latter, in the audience. So, next on the agenda are town manager announcements.
Thank you. I just have three brief ones. One is just a reminder that last week Jim Chaosis and Eileen King and I met to start conversations regarding the CSD charter, which you knew that was in the works. At this point, there was just some recommended verbiage changes, nothing of any decisions made at this point. I think the next step is going to be to invite the board chairmans to the meeting to see how they want to proceed with getting further into the charter and to discuss the cost share amongst the towns. So that's where that stands. Also, last week you got forwarded an email from Daniel Betts on a couple of options for the property where the former tennis courts are. So we should probably put that on our agenda at some point to look those over or maybe come up with additional ideas as well. Just wanted to make sure you had those. And at the next meeting also, we have already scheduled the Lincolnville Communications that wants to come in and talk to the town about a franchise of putting internet protocol television here on the point. So that's all I have for announcements at the moment.
Okay. Financials, Julia.
Before you have your revenue, total revenue year to date, $3,892,238. Total expenses, $3,010,301.02. Does anyone have any questions on the revenue or expense sheet? And you will note on the graph, I'd actually called Bill today for assistance because I couldn't figure out why at the bottom of the graph it wasn't depicting the expenses per period. And it's because we just started charting it, since the last session, where you will be going to be And our expenses are a little ahead of where they were this time last year because of the cold storage building, and I paid the county bill a couple of weeks early as well, I think 2 weeks, so it's about 2 weeks ahead of time.
Great.
And accounts payable for this evening is $274,008.59, and the bank balance is $2,966,499.98.
Okay, great. Any questions for Julia? No? Good, thank you. Looks like we're in good shape. Wonderful. Okay, on our consent agenda tonight, I believe we're approving the minutes of the September 22nd meeting and the October 3rd meeting, and approving a new victualer's license for Gimbals of Maine. Those are the items. The Wars and Weirs applications actually needs to be handled separately.
So I'll move that we pull that off the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor of pulling that off the consent agenda?
Yep.
Okay. Can we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion?
Oh,
All in favor?
yeah.
Great, those are approved. Before I move on to the next thing, Tom, when I was going through the minutes, just a reminder, were you able to email Robbie Ham to get the, he was going to get back to us with the number of service calls that come in from
I
any
did shortly
area?
after we met, but I
Have you
haven't since, so I'll put that
Can
on
you
my
follow
list.
that up
Yep.
from St. Andrews Village? Because
Yep.
I'm interested in that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so the next item will be approving the Eaton Road Wharves and Weirs application. Can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? This is certainly something that everybody seemed to be in favor of.
I did
and
go
Jeff
down,
approved.
and look at it and everything. It seemed to be okay with me,
Yeah, I looked at it on the Sunday before the public hearing there, and this is the same Wars and Weirs that was
Yeah.
approved about 2 years ago.
Right.
by this board, and nothing has changed. It seems there's plenty of room there, and there's no impedance to navigation or anything.
Yeah, I saw the
Okay.
same thing, so, when I went down.
Great, good. All in favor? Motion carried, okay.
Just so I know who proposed it and seconded it, just so I can put it on the
Bill
I'll move
moved
it.
Yeah.
Bill and Jay. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
All right. We have our town attorney with us this evening, so in the interest of his time and our budget, we're going to move into executive session under MRSA Title I, Chapter 13, Subchapter 1, Section 4056E, where the select board can meet with counsel. And we are going to do that first in the interest of his time, since he comes, then we're going to come back and handle the rest of the agenda. For those of you who thought there might have been an appeals hearing tonight, there isn't. That has been postponed. Willing to take public comments later. So I'm willing to take public comments later, Bruce. So if you would all leave the room, we're going to go into executive session at 7:07.
Can you tell us what the executive session generally is for, Madam Chair?
It's for the council to meet with our attorney to get advice from our attorney under section
Regarding
4056E.
Personnel
It's not, it's about legal process. It's not to talk about any particular personnel.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are out of our first executive session at 7:54, where we met with council and no action was taken. So we will move back into the agenda, where the next item was old business, but I don't think there is any tonight, correct?
Correct.
I don't think there is any new business, is there? No?
Nope.
So we'll move into public forum. Okay. Frank, I'll call on you first, and I just want to remind the public, if you would state your name and your address, and I'll take comments from Booth Bay Harbor residents first. So,
Frank
Frank.
Bassett, Booth Bay Harbor. Wondering if a date has been set for the third joint meeting for executive economic development for the
Yes.
town of Booth Bay and Booth Bay Harbor.
I believe it has, for next Tuesday at 6 PM.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
Am I correct? Is my
Yep.
memory correct?
that's
Okay,
correct.
good. We're not losing it.
21st.
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 So, okay. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll move into our next executive session, where we will be going in under MRSA Title I, Chapter 13, Subchapter 1, Section 4056A, compensation issues. So if you would all leave the room again, I would appreciate it. Second executive session at about 8:02, where no decisions were made and no action will be taken. So the next item on our agenda are the warrants.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question, please?
Okay.
Is it possible to reopen public forum? I've heard from some of the residents that they were confused about the procedure and may want to enter a comment.
It's at the pleasure of the board.
I have no problem with that.
No, I
No,
certainly
sure.
would welcome that.
Sure.
Okay, we'll
I don't have a
reopen
problem
public
with that.
forum. I will just remind people that to state your name, your address. We are looking for comments to be respectful of everybody in the room, and generally limit your comments to 2 minutes.
I'm Andrea Bielli. I live in 27 Townsend Ave. We are all here to support Jody Lewis. That's why we're here.
Okay,
I
thank
just want you
you.
to know that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your concern.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Betty Maddox, 188 Crest Avenue. Just had a question, will there be a chance to speak with you about Jody, or is that what we do right at this moment? with the email, I was told that there will be a meeting or something at some point.
Yeah, we're not really at liberty to discuss personnel issues at this point in time.
Will there be an upcoming forum for that?
There usually is not a forum to discuss personnel issues. So if you have a comment, we can listen to your comment, but we are not going to discuss personnel issues.
But I would say the public forum is where the public can render opinion on anything, so.
The board should know there's a lot of people in this town. Excuse me, my name is Mike Monk. I live in East Booth Bay, but I work in Booth Bay Harbor. There's a lot of people concerned about the sudden departure of the department head for your public works. And they have a lot of questions. Why a hard-working guy like that who flies home from Florida for a snowstorm has been let go suddenly. And we're all concerned about that. He's a hard-working guy, he gives 150% all the time, every time. Just seems, it's questionable to the public.
Thank you for your
Thanks.
comment, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Patrick Murphy, 31 Townsend Avenue. And I have had nothing but respect and anything good to say for this town. And that's under Jody's leadership. And the way he has run the town crew and everything, he has done nothing but help people out. And even elderly people. He's caught elderly people sitting there trying to shovel the driveways on a winter day and been willing to plow them out. With town vehicle, yes. And I have nothing but good to say about that because he's willing to help out the public. And he's done an excellent job, and I really don't think he should be going through the scrutiny he's going through.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Anybody else?
Oh, my turn. I'm Martin Page, I live over in East Booth Bay. I was born, brought up in St. Andrews, lived the first 30-odd years right here in Booth Bay Harbor. My town, which I call Booth Bay Harbor, was my town, has never ever looked as good as it ever has since Jody was here. If anybody lived here for as long as I have, you can remember what it used to look like. It shines like a shiny penny right now. And if Jody is no longer the person that does this position, I wonder what it's going to look like in 10 or 15 years. He's done an outstanding job. He's a nice individual, and him and I don't always clash, but to take his job away from him, I think it's not a very nice trick. And whoever is responsible for it, I hope that they can turn around and step up and do the job which he's done.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you for your comments. We appreciate your
Yes,
concern.
thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
So now we'll move to warrants.
Move we approve upon review?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, so moved. And motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, this motion is not debatable. All in favor? Meeting is adjourned.